If you're trying to get into fashion, upgrade your style, or if y'all just trying to figure out what clothes fit you best, don't worry, I got y'all. I'm gonna be breaking down 5 unique fashion styles and aesthetics, and I'm gonna try to explain to y'all like what they are and what people normally fit best in those categories. Cause I'm not gonna lie, bro, in the world of like fashion or really just dressing, I feel like it can get really overwhelming for people trying to get in, because there's so many different mediums and so many different ways you can go. And I ain't gonna lie, I really wish when I started I had somebody that was low-key telling me like all the different aesthetics, and it just makes it a lot easier when it's broken down. Especially with the really overplayed fashion TikTok thing we got going on right now, I just feel like I would hate to be somebody trying to get into fashion right now, because I really would not know where to start. But yeah, I don't want too long of an intro, so I'm gonna just get straight to it. Let's go. I feel like at this point it wouldn't be a fashion video if I didn't bring up streetwear. I'm not gonna lie, streetwear is probably the most common like style for teens right now, because it's a good mix of comfort, following trends. For my people that like sneakers, I ain't gonna lie, this is low-key the main one where sneakers are a big part of the outfit. Music, culture, individuality, your personality, like all that stuff is like mixed up in the streetwear. I would even go as far to say I think streetwear is like the most experimental you can get when it comes to fashion. Streetwear is also probably the easiest to like get into for young teens, because like, not even just young teens, just people in general, because a lot of people own like bits and pieces that can be considered streetwear. I also think streetwear is probably the one we see the most, like on Instagram pages, TikTok, Pinterest. You see streetwear everywhere. Like rappers are in the streetwear, athletes are in the streetwear, day-to-day people. Like streetwear is, I think, is the most common one. Nowadays streetwear can like really come to a lot of things. Streetwear, you'll see a lot of baggy jeans, a lot of graphic hoodies and tees. You'll see a lot of different types of shoes, whether that's Timbs, J's. And the reason I like to say streetwear is like the most like experimental is because like the top guys in the streetwear category, they all like branch off into their own thing, whether it's like mixing colors or like just getting crazy statement pieces. I love streetwear. That's personally what I would say my main style is. I feel like I have 2, but my main one is probably streetwear. It's just like the easiest to access, and I feel like it's the most fun because like you can dress very comfy. And I ain't gonna lie, in my opinion, streetwear is a lot better in the winter, because you can get a lot more layers. Like I feel like as it gets hotter, you wear less layers. And streetwear to me is not as crazy. Another thing about streetwear is that streetwear is probably the like fashion aesthetic that changes the most, because I feel like that's the one that has like the most what's the word? It's like the most connected to the trends and like what's going on today. So like there's like 2017 streetwear, there's 2021 streetwear, there's streetwear today, there's even streetwear back in the 90s, 2000s. Like there's so many different eras of streetwear. And when people get into fashion, this is low-key probably the one that they're most likely to get into, because like when it comes to it, I feel like you don't need a lot of money to get into streetwear. It's not hard to figure out like outfits, and like it's not a hard concept to get. But yeah, I think that's also personally my favorite, just because that's like what I dress as the most. So why would I not? You know what I'm saying? Now when it comes to the old money aesthetic, I'm not gonna lie, this one is focused a lot on looking expensive without trying too hard, and you just like are clean all around. Now I'm not gonna lie, with this one, I'm not gonna say that you need money to like dress how you want to dress, but if I had no money at all, I would not be trying to dress in an old money aesthetic at that point in time. I feel like old money, it's getting more traction now, but I still feel like it has its own little like section of people that are in it. It's more about looking timeless and like classy without not trying too hard, instead of just following trends and like branching off. It's very simple. And with this aesthetic, you normally won't see a bunch of huge logos and just a bunch of crazy pieces like I said you'll see in like something like streetwear. And then with this style, you'll definitely see a lot of neutral colors like grays, blacks, whites, navy, brown. You'll just see a lot of earth tones and just neutral colors, because like I said, this is a very simple but clean, put together expensive-ish looking aesthetic. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm streetwear right now, but low-key I could see myself in 5-10 years when I have a bunch of money and I'm just successful. I could definitely see myself switching to this aesthetic, because I ain't gonna lie, this aesthetic is dumb clean, but where I'm at in life right now, I just feel like this style does not resonate with me personally. Me personally. And then you'll also see that the clothes will fit really well on the person that's wearing them. The shirts will always be a little like tighter, and then the pants will always be a nice size, and they'll always have some nice like loafers and dress shoes. And then like, I ain't gonna lie, this aesthetic definitely gives the vibe. People who dress like this, I always assume that they smell like a coffee shop, and I ain't gonna lie, that's like a big compliment. Now when it comes to gym core, I'm not gonna lie, this is one that I see probably the most when it comes to like just high school. I feel like people dress like this even if they're not athletes. Gym core is definitely like athletic wear, but it's mixed with like just everyday casual dressing. With this style, you're definitely gonna see a lot of compression shirts, baggy gray sweats. A lot of people who are dressed in this style, I see that they love them some Asics and Forces. They stay living by them shoes. Not to be a body discriminating person, I don't discriminate bodies, but I feel like most people who dress in this style are physically fit. I don't see many people dressed in this style that aren't really like gym people, if that makes sense. Don't come for me, don't. But low key though, I feel like people who just prioritize comfort fits into this very well as well, because like I said, a lot of people who dress in this style are just going for more comfort, while also a lot of people like with the compressions, they like to show off their physique. Me personally, I dress like this sometimes. I'm more like this in an athletic setting when I'm around and about. Maybe when it gets warmer out, this is more what I would like to wear, but I'm not like this all the time. And this style definitely focuses a lot more on like body parts and like proportions. I also know a lot of people will wear like the matching sets, like they'll get the Alo matching sets, they'll get like the Nike matching sets, Adidas, whatever, they'll get a matching set and they'll wear that a lot as well. Now, minimalist fashion is about simplicity and just having a nice clean fit. I definitely think for the people who want to dress well without being too loud, this might be what you want to go, because low-key, a clean outfit can look dumb expensive if it's put together properly. This style is definitely very beginner friendly. Like, I feel like you can start here and then you can branch off into other things, because like I said, the pieces are very simple. It's not that hard to obtain. Like, this style can consist of plain tees, straight jeans, white sneakers, just casual hoodies, things like that. This is definitely good for those like just everyday, oh, I'm going to the store, let me put on something clean. Or just for people who are just starting out, I would love for them to start here low key, because I feel like that's where you just figure out like just the basics of like every other style, because I feel like it can get crowded trying to do other stuff. You can just learn, oh, how to sandwich an outfit, how like certain colors go with other colors, oh, how certain things fit on you. That's very important, because in fashion, I'm not gonna lie, you can look at somebody's one fit and that fit might not look the same on you, because you gotta think, some people are wider, some people are smaller, some people are taller, some people are shorter, some people just have a different shape and size, and like clothes don't look the same on everybody. So I definitely low-key suggest starting here for people who really just don't know what they're doing. Sometimes people will know what they want to go into and they just got to go through the rough stages of not really like having the pieces. But low-key, if you really don't know, starting here is low-key smooth. When it comes to Y2K, I'm not gonna lie, this style is definitely heavily inspired by like the old 90s, 2000s like retro fits. I'll say Y2K is definitely like just like streetwear. I feel like Y2K and streetwear are like almost the same thing. I do think Y2K is also very experimental. Streetwear, I feel like baggy has its waves of coming in and out. Like in 2020, 2021, 2022, skinny jeans were in. And then I feel like baggy started coming back in 2023 up to now. But I feel like in the Y2K style, baggy is like the style. Though one thing I will say, compared to the other styles, I feel like accessories, in my opinion, are the biggest part of this style. Because low key, when it comes to Y2K, you'll see a lot of band-aids, you'll see a lot of hats, you'll see a lot of like overly big jerseys, you'll see wallet chains, you'll see a lot of chains, you'll see watches, glasses. I feel like when it comes to accessories, this might be the style where like accessories low-key are just like as big as the clothes. Layered outfits, large sneakers. I know Timbs are very popular, like in basically everywhere. Like Timbs are so like such a timeless. And I'm not gonna lie, Timbs are definitely getting overplayed. Like I consider Timbs the white forces of boots. Like they go with everything, but like they are definitely getting overplayed. But they're timeless. Like Timbs have been getting worn for like the last 40 years for a good reason. And Timbs are definitely like very dominant in this style. Like if you look at Y2K, I promise you, you'll see like 5 fits and they have Timbs. But yeah, I feel like this style definitely fits with the people who just love that retro vibe. They love the 90s and 2000s. They're very creative. And I feel like this is kind of becoming a trend now, this style. Like, oh, let's bring the 2000s and 90s back. But like, with good reason. I ain't gonna lie. They was tough back then. I can't lie to you. But yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That's basically it. Those are like the 5, I feel like, main ones that I like to suggest to people. There's way more. So if y'all want me to do some more, comment down below if y'all want a part 2. Remember, y'all, people are weird. Go out there and do the things you want to do. Go inspire to be something great. I hope that y'all really enjoyed this video. And yeah, it's your boy Zay. I'm out. Peace.